In today's video, we are going to sew the UPE top. UPE top is part of my mini capsule UPE, which is all about soft, feminine, elegant lines. My absolute favorite part of this top is the straight stitch buttonholes. I cannot wait to show you how simple yet very elegant this detail looks. It's also surprisingly easy to sew, and you will see that in just a second. In this sew along, we will learn a lot of timeless techniques that you will be able to apply into multiple projects, and you will create your own UPE top for the elevated casual wear. I will link the UPE top pattern in the description box down below. And now let's start our sew along. Before we start sewing, I always like to first apply fusible interfacing, and also because I'm today sewing linen fabric, I'm going to neaten the raw edges. So at the back detail on the wrong side of the fabric, apply 1 centimeter width bias cut fusible interfacing at the neckline and armholes, and also neaten raw edges of the sides using serger or zigzag stitch. Now cut the front detail A in the full view without adjusting the pattern detail. On the wrong side of the fabric, apply 1 centimeter width bias cut fusible interfacing at the neckline and armhole seam allowance. Also apply 4 centimeter width straight cut fusible interfacing along the front central line where we're going to later install buttons. Neaten seam allowance of the sides and dart. Now to cut front detail B, fold the pattern at the marked lines and flip it to cut the mirror view. Once fabric is cut, on the front detail B, on the wrong side of the fabric, apply bias cut fusible interfacing at the neckline and armhole, and also apply a 1.5 centimeter width straight cut fusible interfacing along the front central line. I find it's very helpful to mark this detail as a front detail B. Now apply fusible interfacing on the entire bottom placket on the wrong side of the fabric. Fold the placket at the fold line and press, then fold seam allowance at both long edges towards the inside and press again. Then transfer the stitch lines from the pattern onto the detail. Finally, neaten the raw edges of the back facing bottom and facing top using serger or overcast stitch. Now our details are prepared, and let's begin by first sewing the darts. At the back detail, close shoulder and waist darts and press them towards the center. On the front details, close waist darts and press them open. Now let's move on to the most interesting part of the pattern, and it's sewing the button placket. Here the important part is that the button placket is installed on the front detail B, the detail that we marked previously. Fold the front detail at the center line and press. Now unfold the front detail B, and now you have created a fabric crease, which is your center line marking. We will install the button placket on this marking. Pin button placket on the front detail B, matching central line marking with folded placket seam allowance with stitch marking. Using slightly shorter stitch length, sew marked stitch lines, sewing only marked stitch lines, because the empty spaces between the stitch lines will create buttonholes in the next step. Secure beginning and end of each seam with a few back stitches, and leave top and bottom seam allowance of the placket not stitched. This is how the button placket looks after this step. Now fold placket at the fold line and base stitch. Make sure the folded placket edge is placed along the side of the folded front detail but does not overlap it. At the top of the placket, finger press seam allowance down. Then tuck one folded seam allowance edge inside the other, like shown in the video. And this is how the top seam allowance will look folded. And now you want to repeat the same with the placket bottom seam allowance. Now sewing from the right side of the garment, sew around the top, long edge and bottom of the placket. Remove the base stitch after the seam is sewn. Here is the up-close view of the finished bottom placket top from the right side of the garment. The unstitched empty spaces created buttonholes. These buttonholes are so simple to make, but they look so beautiful, and this is all it took to make them. Now let's move on to the shoulders and sides. Place front and back pieces, right fabric sides together, pin shoulders and sides. Sew and press seams open. The front facing is integrated in the front detail. So place front and back facing pieces, right fabric sides together, pinch shoulders and sides. Sew and press the seams open. Now let's move on to sewing the neckline. On the front and back neckline facing, trim 3 to 4 millimeters of seam allowance. This will help keep the facing on the inside of the garment. Place main fabric details and facings right fabric sides together and pin around the neckline. Now go ahead and sew around the neckline, sewing 1 centimeter from the edge. Flip the facing and sew under stitching seam, sewing about 1 to 2 millimeters from the seam, sewing on the facing side. When under stitching, the seam allowance should be pushed towards the facing side. Trim excess seam allowance, cutting close to the under stitching seam, and this will help the neckline curve better. Now press the neckline, and this is it. It's beautifully finished. Now let's sew the bottom. Place main fabric details and bottom facing right fabric sides together and pin around the bottom. Sew around the bottom using 1 centimeter seam allowance. Now flip the facing and sew under stitching seam, sewing 1 to 2 millimeters from the seam, sewing on the facing side. Now here's the interesting part. At the sharp corners, fold seam allowance towards garment inside, folding right at the bottom seam. Using scissors, cut through all folded seam allowance layers, cutting towards that sharp corner. Make sure you're cutting only seam allowance. Unfold the seam allowance, and the seam allowance is now trimmed to match the sharp corner once we flip the garment to the right side. Turn facing towards garment inside and press. Using a few hand stitches, lightly attach sides of the bottom facing to the side seam allowance. This will help keep the facing on the garment inside, and this is how the bottom looks finished. So the final sewing part is sewing the sleeveless armholes. On the facing armholes, trim 3 to 4 millimeters of seam allowance. This again will help us keep the facing in the inside of the garment. From the right side of the garment, grab armhole bottom seam on both main fabric and facing. Now push the bottom armhole seam allowance to the inside and holding both layers together, turn garment wrong side out. Pin main fabric and facing at the armhole bottom, matching the seams. Now from the armhole bottom, base stitch main fabric and facing right fabric sides together until you reach the shoulder seam. Then go back to the pinned armhole bottom again and base stitch main fabric and facing together at another armhole side until you reach the shoulder from the other side. This is how the armhole should look after this step, and yes, it should look a bit odd at this stage. Now starting at the shoulder seam, sew all around the armhole. When sewing, make sure all the seam allowances are staying open. Remove base stitch after the seam is sewn. Now flip facing and sew under stitching seam, sewing 1 to 2 millimeters from the seam, sewing on the facing side. When under stitching, the seam allowance should be pushed towards the facing. Trim excess seam allowance, cutting close to the under stitching seam. This will help us create a beautiful armhole curve. Repeat the same steps with the second armhole. Using a few hand stitches, lightly attach bottom of the facing to the side seam allowance, and your armholes are now finished. Install buttons on the front detail A following the markings on the pattern. Give your top a final press, and it's finished. Thank you so much for joining me in creating this top. I will see you in the next video. Bye!